Bleak and Drag On are working together. To hear.
You're like, yeah. He's like, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna walk out.
You don't want to support, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to support real music. You don't want to support Drag On and Bleak. And it's all right. You know what I'm saying?
He don't care.
It's all good. How you feeling, brother?
I'm good, man. We just finished the bonus episode of Here's the Thing with Kev, so I usually go straight to this.
That's dope, man.
But I'm good. I can't complain, man. How you feeling?
Can't complain, man. Today should be the last game of the finals, right?
I hope so, man. I'm worried that the confidence is too high, though.
Well, here's the thing. I try to tell a lot of being a fan of LeBron. I try to tell Laker fans. I know him. They like Laker fans are happy, but they don't know LeBron. LeBron's the type of guy that tonight it should close, and LeBron would be like, "Nah, not tonight, guys."
Right. I mean, even last game, bro. First half, he had what, like 8 or 9 points?
8 or 9 points.
I'm a fan of LeBron. Also, I was gonna say, I feel like LeBron might just turn it on and just be like, "All right, let's get out of here. I'm trying to get back to my weed smoking son on Instagram."
I'll just get out for his son's safety. You know what I'm saying? Like the more that he win, the extended the punishment.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, listen. They're gonna be all right, though. They're gonna be all right. All right. Well,
selfishly, I want them to go to Game 6 so I can watch the game, but it is what it is. I'm grateful to be working.
Oh, that's right. You got work. You got the thing tonight too, right?
Yeah, the game starts at 6, and I think we're starting to hear your VIP experience starts at 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm clocked in, but like I said, circumstances could be.
Don't worry, LeBron will give you Game 6. Don't worry.
That's what I'm worried about, though. I don't want it to go Game 6 and it'll just trickle into 7 and it turned into.
That's what you worry.
Yeah, I mean, so part of me is like, all right, man, just clean it up. Let's get out of here. No, but also, I'm like, I'd like to see at least second half.
All right. Well, we're going to get this show started, man. This is another edition of Best Silent Listening Party. Big shout out to Nick for sitting in for Tony Baker. Tony Baker had to go pick some vegetables down in Antigua Bay. He wants to start getting his vegetables as fresh as they can come. So, you know what I'm saying? He don't care about y'all. I just want y'all to remember that I do care. That's why I'm here. That's why Josh is here. And this is why Tony isn't here, because he's a horrible person. So just take that with you everywhere you go. Take that with you everywhere you go, and you'll be better in life for it. But no, Tony had to go get a COVID test to be able to do another project this upcoming week. So shouts out to the bro. But we got a great stand-in. Nick is a big fan of music the same way we are. So it's always great times and good vibes when he pulls up. So he's super excited to have him. Super lucky to have him. You know what I'm saying? He just got married. I'm glad that his wife is allowing him to still.
Congrats.
You know what I'm saying? Still be out here with us, because you know what I'm saying. Sometimes you get that ball and chain. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's different. I ain't gonna say it's always a ball and chain for everybody, but everybody's different. So I'm glad that he's still able to rock with us.
I said he's married too. She's like, all right, go ahead. It's good. You know what I'm saying? She didn't know about the Rebel and Josh. You know what I'm saying? But to hear.
Oh, that's what you need to worry about.
The Rebel.
Hey, man, I'm just here listening to music with my friends, have a good time, talk to the chat.
Josh is a slut. That's what you need to.
Don't do that. Don't do that. To hear, I don't need that type of energy. I don't need that type of.
Okay. All right, well, listen, man. So today we're listening to the New Reasons album. It's called New Beginnings. If you're familiar with Reason, he's one of the latest members to join the TDE family. His last project came out in 2018, and that was the
There You Have It.
Yeah, There You Have It album, which was great. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great intro to Reason and what we can expect from him. The flow is official. The beats are good, so I'm looking forward to this project. Any expectations, Josh?
I think Reason is one of the top tier rappers right now in terms of his age in his era. I don't think there's a lot of people touching what he can do with the pen. His pen's super strong. I'm excited. I think Cal Banks, the producer, and him kind of teamed up on most of these. And then we see, I mean, Isaiah Rashad and Jid on one record. I think that was a single that might have already dropped. I mean, the features are super dope in this album, from Schoolboy to Rhapsody to even Mariba, and a couple others as well. I'm excited. I have no reason for have any hesitations by any means. I'm just excited to hear some raps. Also, you're going to be hearing Kev next door, but that just is what it is for like another 10 minutes.
Or is he in a fight? It sounds like he's explaining himself because he's in trouble.
Nah, yeah, it's a mix of that. He's definitely in trouble, and he's doing this callback. I don't know if I could talk about it, but
okay, all right, well, cool. You know what?
He's doing something, but he said he's done. He's done in like 10 minutes.
All right. How about you, Nick? Any expectations? Are you familiar with Reason, or you not familiar with them?
This is the first time. I'll be honest with you. This is why this is going to be dope. I've never heard of the artist before, but you know I'm big on names, and with a name like that, you know what I'm saying. Give me a reason. You know what I'm saying, to support this. So I definitely can't wait to hear the album, man. Especially like when it comes to new artists and you've never heard of them before, and you get to jump into a project without no bias at all. It works well too, because you certain artists, you'd be like, you heard of him, and the album come, you be like, I don't want to pay, but I've never heard of him before. So this is well.
Dopeness, bro. So, Nick, since this is your first time, this is how we do it. When we're listening to the show, listen to the song, we just get Zoom.
Okay.
And we do a countdown, 3, 2, 1, and then we just start the song, and we go from there. So we're gonna get it started. Let me turn my speaker on. There we go. And we're gonna get this thing started in 3, 2, 1.
Not mad at that intro.
Come on, man. Neither am I, man. I think it's a good intro to like who Reason is. You hear the wordplay, you hear what he's talking about. You know, you see this not just about like cars and women and stuff like that. You hear like it's some substance in there. So you know, I think we off to a good start with that.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, Nick. You're good.
Nah, you know what? When it comes to albums, I'm very big on intros. I think I don't know, intros make you decide if you want to stay in the album or if you just want to leave. I like I'm writing notes down too. That it's starting off with the beat, with the pain, the struggle, and selling the story of giving my time to I don't want to give my time to vices. Like I was sold. Like I definitely want to ride through with the album. I like how in the beginning it was real mellow, and then as the beat cracked, you started to hear the pain as he started to rap hard, and then went on start. And then I love when an artist lets the beat just ride out after they end the lyrics, like this. I'm like, yeah, all right, bring me track 2. Bring me track. I like the intro. Intro is if you give it stars, I give it 5 stars on the intro right now.
So it's great that you say that because we do rate every song and then we rate the overall album. One bar that stood out to me when he was like, I go and pick up Shorty in the Accord. I mean, in the Honda, we're on the same Accord. Plus, we riding in the same Accord. I was like, come on, I'll take all of that.
I'll take all flex. I'm all in.
Oh man, easy. He does this. So based on that, man, and just being a great intro, and me being a fan of Reason, I'm gonna give that one. I'll give that one a 4.5. That was solid. I'd run that back.
Okay.
Yeah, it's here. I think I'd match you, Nick. Like you said, especially if I'm expecting a little lyricism. I'm a huge fan of intros. I'm a fan of first songs in most albums. I'm usually locked in at the end of the second. I'll know if I'm locked in or not by then, because like you could have a fire intro and then you could slowly kind of fall off on the second. But as of now,
so many No Limit albums were like that. No Limit Records was notorious for having one fire ass intro and everything else like
Man, so I'm a match to hear with the 4.5 on this, because to hear that bar that you brought up was actually the one that stood out to me, for me as well. And then same with Nick when he mentioned why give my time to all my greatest vices, know everything costs but never paid the prices. Like that's something that like everybody feels to some degree, you know, because then like and I mean it goes back to the song title. There's gotta be I need something more, you know, and I'm in. I'm locked in. I'm excited to hear the second song. 4.5.
All right, there it is. And Nick, what would you give it? You say you give it 5?
I honestly, like I said, I've never heard the artist before. I gave it a 5, and it's just me because I'm a big intro guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a very big, and this makes me want to listen to like Tahir was saying, like, you know, this made me want to like, all right, what's track 2 like? What's track 3? What's track 4? So I gave him a 5, just off not knowing who he is and hearing this, like, man, okay, I'm interested. So
there it is. Well, Marcio gave it a 4.5. Janine Johnson gave it a 10. Off the Richter, Jeff Fighter gave it a 4.2. Dietrich gave it a 4.5. Nikki P gave it a 4.5. Shanti 4.3. JLR Music gave it that 4.5. Brenda with the 4. Jenna Fine with the 4. Michael Carr with the 4.5. Solid 4 from Leak. A 4.7 from Zay Andrews. 5 out of 5 for Beyonce. And Sturgy gave it a solid ass 4.2. We're going to get into this next track, man. This is track number 2. It's called Stories I Forgot. We're going to get this one started in 3, 2, 1.
That joint was crazy.
Yeah, man. I think it was a good way to follow up, man. I wasn't expecting it to go like right up to like 10, but I'm not mad.
He wasted no time. He
wasted
wasted no time.
It was all gas, no brakes. What do you think, Josh?
I think you hit the nail on the head, man. He wasted no time. He brought you in. He's like, yo, this is kind of where I'm at, but also this is still where I'm from. That beat was crazy. That chorus, that hook kept it real, man. I mean, I wasn't quite expecting this to change this kind of pace already. And this is kind of a different sound for him too. And I do like that these two songs are already sounding completely different. And also, I don't really hear too much other music sounding like this either. So I like the change of pace.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It gave me heavy Kendrick vibes, though. That first verse gave me heavy Kendrick vibes. I'm not mad at it because we're all fans of Kendrick, and he's on the same label, but it gave me heavy Kendrick vibes. But I think that it is normal to like want to compare people to who's popping, who's hot. I think that's also something that artists can be like. There are people who try to do it, and it sounds horrible. Like I wasn't mad at what I heard. I liked what I heard. And I feel like anytime you like do a little flip and do like kind of like a high pitched voice and a rapid, like people are gonna automatically go to Kendrick because he mastered that sound and he did it so well. So that cadence is kind of like synonymous with him right now, especially with them being on the same label. So I'm not mad at it at all. One of the things I like about Reason is that since he's got on the label, I feel like he's been one of the most consistent artists. I love Isaiah Rashad, but it's like, God damn, bro, can we get something? Reason has put out a ton of Lucy's. He was all over the Dreamville project. They put out the video for it, and then they re-released the whole album. So I feel like Reason has been one of the most consistent new artists that we've seen in a long time. So I like it. Nick, what you got?
Totally unexpected after the intro. The intro, the intro, like I said, the intro kind of reminded me of Nipsey album, the first track on Nipsey, so you got that story sound. This started off with a scream effect. I like any artist, especially when it comes to production, when you're able to use effects, the whole screaming, the whole like Halloween effect. This is definitely something, and I'm not trying to bring violence into it, but this is definitely something if I had a situation with somebody that's going to get played on the way there. So it gave me that vibe, that car bounce, that vibe, like, I want to keep myself intense, or a good workout type of track. It definitely.
I'm saying, go ahead. I was just gonna say, somebody in the comments, Stephen O'Con said this was definitely going on their workout playlist too.
Yeah, this is definitely a work. Like I said, I didn't expect it. Now, the only thing that for me that may take some point from it is something that you had said. It had that even though it had that TDE feel. J Rock's last album, this track kind of reminded me of the track he had with Future. If I'm not mistaken, it kind of had that same type of feel. It's funny you said Kendrick, because yes, I didn't want to say the wrong track of Kendrick's first album, but that like that feel it gave me from that. I was feeling the second verse, story number two. Story number two had me all the way. It's definitely a dope track, but as far as originality, like I've heard this type of track before, but it definitely is. I would play it. I would definitely play it. So for me, rating wise, it would be like a 3.5. It just reminds me of some other tracks I've heard from that team.
Okay, I ain't mad at that. I'm not far off of that, honestly. I'm probably around a 3.8. It was a good joint. It's definitely a little bounce, a little bop. I put it on like a workout playlist, like everybody else said. So yeah, I'm around a 3.8 for this one.
Yeah, I'm definitely in the threes. I'm just trying to figure out where it's gonna land, because like this is definitely like you're turning up to this. You know, you're definitely either you're working out, you're on your way to handle some business in a situation, potential altercation, not condoning which way, of course. But yeah, man, it's not something I'm just gonna ride around the car till on my way home. I gotta be in the right state of mind. So I might do like a 3-3 for this one.
Okay.
And also, like we haven't listened to the whole thing. We might get to the end of the album and realize this is one of those tracks, or this is one of those albums where it plays better as a whole project. Because we've kind of come to realize that too in our ratings, that some things work better cohesively as a whole project versus us breaking it down track by track. But that's part of the game and part of the show. So we're going to keep it going real quick. I'm going to read a couple of these and I'm going to keep it moving so we can stay on track. Deetra with the 3.5, Brenda with the 3.7, Nikki P 3.6, Stephen O'Con solid 4, Michael Carr with a 3.75 for the bounce. Cheyenne gave it a 5, Ashanti gave it a 4, Studgy gave it a 4.5. The beat, she loved it. Jai Fi gave it a 3.9. And Janine gave it a 5 with the fires too. Nick, people appreciate that you are taking notes, bro. They really appreciate what you bring to it, bro.
Oh, no doubt.
Nikki P with the 3.6, Jake Kirby with the 3.5, Jasmine with the 3, Malik Greenlee with the 3.7. Cool. Let's keep it going. Next track, we are going to Pop Shit, and this is track number 3, and this one has Schoolboy Q on it. I'm always a fan of a Q feature, so we're gonna get this one started in 3, 2, 1. Joshua Martinez Abrala Timothy Gonzalez.
There's no Tim on this side either.
Joshua, for time's sake, is the only reason I'm not pushing to run this one back. For time's sake, because we got like 14 tracks on here. Josh, don't get me wrong. I'll say this. Q's verse was great. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was a Q verse. having said that, Reason came and shit all over this track. When it got to the second half of this verse and that beat did that boom, like it came in early and let you know it was like switching up the bruh. First of all, he did 2 different cadence in the first 8 bars or the first like 4 bars. He did 2 different cadence. He did like the little drag flow, mop it like that, and then he went to like the rapid flow, and then the beat switched up. I was like, oh my god. Oh my God. Josh. Nick. Yes.
You want to go, Josh?
Stupid. I'm a go. So I always wonder how records like these get put together. My thing, cause like Reason got off. I want to know if this was Reason's first verse that he sent before he sent it to Q. And then he got it back. It's like, maybe I could switch it up or something, because I don't know. When it comes to the street raps, Q don't like ever fall short. He always reminds people what he's from, what he's doing on, or what he's on. Honestly, Reason got off. I agree with you there. I'm gonna take a little different approach on the hook. I think the hook could have been better. It was hard. Everything was hard. Like the verses were fire. The hook was good. It was catchy. But I feel like Reason he does that slowed voice a lot. I don't know if that's just maybe his staple. But I felt like the chorus, I wanted something a little bit more out of it. But I mean, this is definitely something to ride to for sure. And I'm definitely like, this would definitely be the record that I would run back. Because this came out. This is one of the singles that came out. He did a bunch of singles off this like over the last year and some change. But this was definitely the one that, no pun intended, popped off in terms of the recent releases.
Yeah,
it was dumb. His verse was crazy, and yeah, he definitely just flexed the pen. That's what I'm talking about. Like with his lyricism, he don't try to rap too fast. He don't try to do anything too crazy. He just like, here's some entendres, here's some different cadence like flips here and there. I'm gonna skate all over this. Oh, here's Tony in the comments. I'm sick of him, man.
Yeah,
Nick, what say you, man?
I told him he felonies, bro. He got a bookshelf full of felonies. That's why he gets no vote on what we're doing today. You don't get no vote on this album pick. Anyway,
time him out, huh?
Go ahead, Nick.
Let me just come out the gate. Replay value. When this is a track that will not help me to get through the rest of the album, because this track is getting replayed over and over. First, to start with the production, I'm a big fan of the chop and screw. I felt like the beginning, the beat sound like that with the ride on the block. The lyrics. This is a lyrical track. This isn't about partying. This is about whose pen is crazier. The cockiness. I'm also called Prince Delamo, and that right there. I like cockiness on the track. When you spitting like that and you writing, you gotta have some cockiness. I like that. The hook was perfect, and the reason why the hook was perfect, sometimes hooks can take away from the lyrical content that's being going back and forth. I felt like this was a fire arsenal of words getting written down. The both of them, I won't say, I guess for me, I think they both did a great job. I honestly, some artists wouldn't even be able to, like some albums, you make it an artist that can't follow what just happened on the first verse. And I was amazed on both sides. So for me, replay value, the lyrics, everything went through. I'm giving it a 5 just because of the fact that I would play this more than once. Like, and the reason why I would replay it is because it's stuff I missed on how hard they was going. Like the Giannis Atomiko line, like I want to go back. See what I'm saying? Till you see your face, like there's stuff to go back to.
Yeah, like, it got to a point where I was like, oh, this shit goes great. I said it, but I was muted, and I know when I said that I missed something. And Nick, I will agree with you. When Josh said something about the chorus, I was like, you know what? The chorus could have been better, but I wasn't mad at it because I didn't want it to take away from the verse. Like the verse was so, like somebody else said it in the comments. Somebody was like, I was waiting for Reason to come back in, and I literally tapped my phone to see if we had enough time for another Reason verse. And when I saw we didn't, I was like, fuck, man. I wanted them to get one more off too. But that song was great. That replay value is going to be high for me on that as well. I'm going to give that one I gotta give it a 5.
Give it a 5?
5.
That replay, man. Like, cause Josh, you gotta admit, there's some parts when they were rapping, you're like, I gotta catch. It's so many bars that was thrown
100%.
Like, I'm like, man, I want to listen to it again. And it's just like I said,
100%.
You know, an album, you want replayers. And this is, the track 2 was a replay, but this is definitely like, yo, I'm a fan of lyrics right now. I
wouldn't have made it past Reason's verse to even get to Q's verse on the first time. If I was listening by myself, when Reason finished, I was like, one more time, nigga. I gotta hear that again. Cause it was just, Josh, what say you? What you giving it?
Man, it's tough because I really like this song, but I wanted something. I'm telling you, man, I'm stuck on that chorus, bro. Because it's not like we heard the chorus once. I'm gonna give it. And another thing too, man, I wanted Q to go off because this sounded like a Q beat. It sounded like a beat that Q just had. Maybe he had some. This was a Lucy. He played it for a reason. Maybe I don't know. I'm putting a story together in my head, but I can't give it a 4.5. I wanted to give it a 4.5, bro. I'm gonna stay on like a 4.3, like a 4.3, 4.25, like a hard.
I get it, Josh. We got our things. We all got our things, bro. We all got. And Tony in the comments saying the same thing. He said the hook is with that, so I get it. I'm not even mad at that.
You can't be, you can't be mad at that. Like I said, the verses did it for me. Like when the verses are that strong, I didn't even care really about the hook, So, but it gets the replay value. That replay 5 for me.
Okay, Joseph gave it a 4. K Moore gave it a 4.3. Flight Gang gave it a 4.3. Dietrich gave it a 4.2. Sturgy with the 4.7. Lovejoy McGinnis gave it a 3.0. Brenda with the 4.5. Terrence gave it a 4.5. Shad the Great gave it a 4.5. GL Music STL, what up, fan? Gave it a 5 as well. And we are going to keep it moving with the next track, Show Stop. And we're going to get this one started in 3, 2, 1.
Huh? Josh. Wake up.
Nick.
I appreciate the commitment.
Nick. Come in. Take it off.
We look so crazy.
We might as well have listened to the whole track. We've been trying to get everybody's attention for the last 2 minutes. We were going to skip this track because this is one of the singles. So we were just going to go to the next track. But I just thought about it right now. Nick probably hasn't heard this track because
he don't know him.
This is his first time listening. So
how dare you cut off a song he's never heard to hear? The audacity.
But you know what? What did you guys rate this? Because I don't. What did you guys rate this track when it came out?
You know what? Go ahead.
Go ahead, Josh.
Honestly, it was an overhyped track because this song got teased and all you heard was Kendrick's wait, wait, wait. And people thought there were gonna be like this Kendrick verse because like Kendrick hasn't been putting anything out. So people have been fiending for Kendrick and Reason used it as bait. And it was cool. I too was one of the ones that was waiting for a Kendrick verse and we never heard it. Outside of the ad-libs though. It was cool. I would probably give this like a 3.8. To be honest, it didn't really have a crazy replay for me when it came out.
The fact that I'd never heard this track before, this artist, and the fact that you guys told me this is a single, I'm gonna kind of judge this kind of hard. This track, for me, listen to it, kind of sounded like filler. After the tracks I just heard, this is kind of like a filler track for me. The hook, I'm on the hook because it's like it's repetitive show stop. So like, it sounded like two other tracks I already heard on the album. You know what I'm saying? So this may have been the lazy song on the album for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not, and seeing just how lyrical dude is, it just feel like, we need a track 4. So I threw this on here. This will probably be like a 2.8 for me. I'm not, and really I'm hitting that hard because of the fact that also you said it was a single. Like I wouldn't listen to this album off of this single. You know what I'm saying? Off of this single here. Maybe if they would have dropped like track 2 as a single, but this right here is kind of like a filler for me. I'm not really.
Singles gotta have like club play. Like this is that club music showstop. Like I agree with you. Like I've definitely heard harder from him. I would have gave this one a 3.5. Honestly, Josh, like this is it's one of those tracks, but I like it for what it did. Like this came out during a time where we weren't getting a lot from TDE, so it was still good to get that in the midst of everything. But I'm not disagreeing with you, so I'm right there at the 3.5 with it. Is Josh, can you hear us?
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
I said what I said at the top. I don't know which direction we're gonna go after.
It's
okay, cool.
It's like I'll move it to a 3, but like I said, it's when you have albums, it is definitely a skip. Like I would definitely skip this. Like old iPod days, I'm just like going over. So this is the first 3 I'm giving on this project so far. But I'm still interested in listening to the rest.
Okay. All right, well, cool. Let's go with the next track. We're gonna go with Favorite Nigga. It's track number 5, and we're gonna get that one started in 3, 2, 1.
On God.
On God.
Reason.
Beat was okay.
I like the second beat, to be honest with you. I wish we heard something more on that other than just the chorus. It was cool.
It was cool.
It was cool. It was music. Beat was cool. Didn't love it. I didn't love this. I didn't love this one.
Yeah. What you go, Nick?
This is another skip for me. I like the clock chime. I like the flow change, especially when it came to the beat. I might not be harsh on the skip. This is more of like, I mean, if it's on, it will do. But when you like how you said, when you go through albums, like when you go from the intro to track 2 and 3, these 2 tracks, and let me just check away track 4, but this track is just a little bit compared to everything else that I heard. And you know, each track changed. This track was just like, oh, it's okay. If it's on, I'm not gonna be like, I turn this off, but I'll ride out, listen to it. You know.
Okay. Joshy?
Yeah, man. I don't know if I'd run this back when I'm playing songs back from this album. You know, this might be one of the ones that I'm just like, let me just see what else is down here. I don't think I would give this more than, man, this might be a generous 3.
Yes.
I gave it even
3 too.
That's in, you know, I don't know, and I don't even feel good about giving it a 3. I think that's even just trickling from some of the other feelings from other records. To be honest, I think I don't know. That's a very, very generous 3.
Okay.
It's always disappointing. First of all, I haven't listened to the whole album. We still got more album to go, but it's always kind of disappointing. I hope it doesn't go when you start off the way, like the intro, track 2 and track 3. I usually now that I know this is a track 4 was a single that was out. I usually don't count the singles with the album when you're rating it, but like you hope, like, man, I hope it just doesn't. You didn't zap out with the first 3 tracks and then just give us these, So yeah, this is definitely like I get it. You probably was like, I need something. Let me go look in the folder, throw that on the album. Cool.
Okay. This one was cool for me. It was it goes along the theme with the album. It's nothing crazy for me. It's nothing that I feel like this is not one of those songs when I think about the album, like, yo, I ain't heard that in a while. Let me go back and peep that record real quick. This isn't one of those for me. It kind of feel like a filler. I give it like a 3.2, to be honest with you. 3.2. Just all right. And I see a couple 3.5s from Venus. Janine gave it 4.3. Shad the Great gave it
I'm looking at Josh's face when you said 4.3.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
I know.
Shad the Great gave it a 3.9. Ashanti gave it a 3.7. Michael Kort 3.25. Brenda 3.7. Sweet Band gave it a 3.8. Gregory Conda gave it 5 mics. 5.5 mics. I'm sorry, 3.5 mics, not 5, 3.5 mics. We're gonna keep going to the next track, man, because yeah, that one right there. Next track is called Can I Make It? And I'm excited about this one because it has Rhapsody on it. So we're gonna see what this was all about. We're gonna get started in 3, 2.
What y'all thinking?
I liked it. I liked it.
Recovery.
I was literally thinking, I wanted to see what y'all was gonna say, but I was like, and just like that, we right back. We right back on track.
I put it in the chat. I'm listening again.
Oh yeah.
It's replay value number one. Oh, my fault. That's not my goal. I let you.
No. Jump in, Nick. We don't have an order. Go ahead, bro.
Go ahead, man. Shine.
Replay value. First of all, the beat pulled me in. No money. I can make people with no money turn Mitch. You got no goals. You goaltending by regions with Fly. Rashford, summer, winters. It turned the summers into winters in Iran. Honestly, I love it when the back and forth to me had me. You know what I'm saying? Because I was wondering, I'm like, all right, he went in. So I wanted to see where, and she kept up. She delivered the bars back. So this has replay value. I would give it a 4.3 for me. Just because of the only issue I have, the hook, it just comes with the hooks with the situation. I guess I can make the bar fall in. It just sounds a little kiddie, a little bit, whatever. But I love the lyrical content. They both went in. The beat was it. I just feel like with the hook, when you have a Rashford, I feel like it could have just been a little bit more creative. But other than that, I'm replaying it just to hear them both spit. Both back to back again.
Joshie, what you got for him?
Man, I'm a rap fan, and I feel like them collaborating was something that I didn't expect. I like the back and forth. Some of the bars were hard, bro. I feel like this is a nice little pocket that Reason could really like flourish in. You know, I mean, this beat was crazy, man. That little burn burn. I was like, I'm running this back. I agree with Nick on this as well, man. Like there's something about the hooks that I just want a little bit more to be like, oh, I gotta run it back for sure, not just this verse, not just this verse. You know, like I want to be able to enjoy it in full. That also plays into the replay factor for me. I'm gonna give this another 4.25, just because I just want a little bit more, man. I want a little bit more, but and not for the sake of like the wanting more that I like from songs. It's literally like I feel like there could have been a little bit more out of that hook, not necessarily like another verse by each or whatever. You feel me?
I'm my fault. It's like, I'm a huge Ghostface Ray fan, and Rhapsody gives like she gives me those vibes, which is very scary. Just the butterfly, the butterfly and the caterpillar line too. Like, it's safe to say, I would have to definitely listen to it again, because I may have also felt like with her, she may have just gave it a little bit of an edge when it came on this track. You know what I'm saying? And that's to say he went hard, but I'm like with her, I'm like biting my nails right now. Like, man, she Jesus Christ, like I gotta listen to it again.
What's dope is she was so smooth on the hook, right? And then she's also like, it was almost a duality, because her verse is like, nah, like I'm just like, these are still these raps that I be getting off. I've never really heard her kind of be the way she was on the hook before. I feel like we don't really hear that side of Rhapsody.
I like this track. I agree with what you guys said about the chorus, but I like this track. I feel like everybody played their part. I feel like Reason's raps were on point. You know, it's what we expect from him. And Rhapsody brought to the feature spot what we want from a feature. I feel like a feature is supposed to enhance the track, take it to the next level if they can. At the very minimum, just ride it out. And she enhanced it. I loved her verse. Like I said, I wasn't crazy about the chorus, but it was good. It went with it. But I like the back and forth. I like the flow from each rapper on this one. I would give this one a 4.5. 4.5 for you, boy. In the crowd, we got Retha with the 4.5. She had the great 4.7. JLR gave it a 4.8. Deetra gave it a 4.5. Lovejoy gave it a 4.5. KJS 4.5. A lot of 4.5s out here. Brenda with the 4.5. Maya gave it a 5. JLR 4.8. Latrell with the 4.3. 4.7 for Jazz. So yeah, man, we all around the same area with that. Marcio gave it a 4.4. So it was great. Let's get on to the next joint. And that is Fall. We're gonna get started on this one in 3, 2, 1. What y'all thinking, man?
I like it, man. Honestly, I like Storytelling Reason, and I'm gonna tell you why I like this track. I saw there's some division in the comments, but I feel like I like it because being on the quote unquote industry side of things, like these are very real things that he's talking about. It's very hard for artists to. I mean, it takes a lot for artists to develop, especially female artists as well, and still stay the same without having to fit in a bubble that some people that you may sign with try and put you around to paint the picture of what your image should be and whatnot. But what hit me was for the guy's story, how he pretty much strips the come up circle that was around him and replaces it with the imagery and whatnot. And you'll be the next Mac Miller. And God rest Mac's soul, Mac pass, by an OD. And it's heavy, like hearing those type of stories. I like hearing that type of storytelling. But once again, man, the hook, it's just missing that. It's missing that piece for me, man. I don't know if it's the repetition. I don't know if it's just.
I like the hook on this one though.
This one was it was okay. It's just it still felt like I was trying to remember what that hook reminded me of. It almost gave me like a Kendrick, like Good Kid, Mad City hook type vibe at some point, but it was cool. I'm still gonna give this one. I'm gonna give this one another 4.25.
Okay.
Because I really enjoyed the perspectives from both stories.
This song brought me balance to the album. Being how the album started.
One second, real quick, Nick. Josh, I'm gonna need you and Nick to lead it off. I gotta hop on this call real quick with the studio. So
I got you.
Y'all lead it off. I'm giving it a 4.3 from my end.
Oh, okay. This album, this song brought me a little bit of balance. I love message. Sorry, I love message tracks. Like there was definitely, especially being in entertainment, I guess it hit me a little bit more because for the ladies, man, yo, you can't keep it no more raw than what he's saying. And it's sad because in a male dominated game, this is what some women, their stories, what they, for them to say, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's gonna be hard for you to make it if you don't get and it's kind of just, if you hear stories from fellow female entertainers, this is something that they go through. It's real dope that he brought light to it. You know what I'm saying? On this track, it's a hard pill to swallow, and hope it changes. But this is like, I'm like, man, listening to that, like, I have a lot of lady friends, and even with my wife being in the entertainment business, just hearing these stories is like, wow, that hit. And then to the fellas, giving them game on some of the things that they need to do. And the Mac Miller line, like you said before, I'm already sold that on hooks, I'm not gonna bother this guy no more because hook wise, he has a format. Hooks is not the strong point for him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like on track 1 and 2, he gave us that. Track 3, but it's like now I'm seeing that it's all of the hooks kind of have that. Like it's like dog cat. Like
I feel like even on that first track on that intro, right? It was just like an uphill. Like it wasn't anything. He kind of like let that sit to the side. He was just like, I'm just gonna tell this story and get these bars off.
Yeah, it's box macaroni when it comes to this guy in hooks. You know what I'm saying? It's straight box macaroni. But and you may disagree, man. I'm just so. I gave this a strong 5.
I feel that.
And the reason why I give it a 5 is just the message. The message, when you listen to a lot of albums, sometimes people just go straight hard with it. Some people go mellow with it. I feel like he gave us to come here. I did not expect this type of message balanced track. I give it a 5 because I feel like people that hear it will take something from this. It's raw, it is authentic to the stories that he told. I give it a 5. Like I said, when it comes to hooks, I'm not even gonna rank hooks anymore. It's box macaroni
I feel that.
when it comes to hooks for him. So
No, I respect that. And honestly, what's dope about a message like this is to the masses, people don't understand, like, especially like a young artist that might be trying to get in the industry of entertainment or just any entertainer in general, you know,
yeah,
this might be their first entry moment. Like, wait, what is he talking about? You know, like they might be so wide-eyed to the concept of going in and doing this and this right away. But I mean, the industry is changing, but
it is. Yeah.
it's been a long time of a set way, unfortunately, you know, and that change is going to take time. So I think it's cool that he was able to put this type of message on a studio album that a lot of people are going to hear. One, for the sake of, like I said, it might be an introduction to be like, yo, this is like how it is, learn how to move through it, but
Yeah.
also for the stories of people that have gone through it, like, oh man, like I might not be the only one that's experienced this. You know what I mean? It might be like something to help them grow through it or kind of like push through whatever they've experienced in the past, unfortunately.
And that's what it was for me, being in entertainment, just knowing so many stories, listening to that. I'm like, man, he put it all out. Like he's like a news reporter with this one. He put it all out there. So I like I said, it brought balance to the album. Like this is something that you did not expect to be talked about on the tracks I've heard so far. You know what I'm saying? And man, let's talk about the reason why I give it a 5 too. Yo, track 6 with Rhapsody was hard to me. You know what I'm saying? And this is risky to go this way after a track 6. And you know what I'm saying? Because usually when tracks come like this, I'm like, oh, come on, man, you just gave me all this tempo. And so this was a great follow-up. So that's why I gave it the 5. Like I said, once again, hook-wise, I'm done.
It's chalked up. It's chalked up to the game. The hooks are chalked up to the game. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's see from we got a Love Joe. I don't want to butcher the name. We got a 4. We got a 4.2 by Colin. Colin, probably Colin, not Colin.
Yeah,
Fred Jenkins gave it a 4.3. Venus gave it a 4.75. Yeah, man, I think we're all pretty much in those solid 4s. Yeah, the message was amazing.
And I can tell the 4.3s and 4.7s is probably for the same reason, which is the hook. Is the hook situation.
Yeah, but like I'm a stickler. For me, when I hear music, a lot of times if I hear a dope melody or if I hear a dope beat with a dope melody on it, I run it back and then start listening to substance, unless I know there's like lyricism to lead off, so the hook and melody are normally big for me personally anyway. So that's kind of how I gear my playbacks. So all that being said, let's go on to track 8. This one's called Slow Down, featuring, I want to say Alameda, but I don't know if it's Alameda like the city or something else.
Yeah, it's probably, let's just go with Alameda.
We'll go with Alameda. That sounds good. So this is Slow Down. We're going to get that one started in 3, 2, 1. Man,
I want to go.
Where were these earlier, man?
Huh?
Where were these earlier?
Yeah. I see. I had to stop the track early because it seemed like it's going to go right into another like this.
It did.
The song.
It did.
So,
Yeah, I laid over unfortunately, but
yo, transparency in this track.
That raw emotion.
All emotion, all truth. That daughter line hit me. True pain on the track. Can you give me box macaroni on the hook this time? I actually like the hook actually matched what was going on. I'm mad because the next track to the next one. I feel like the next track seems like it's about to go hard. Which with this track right here, that's also a point for me, making me want to like we're, because I know we're both like, man, I wonder how the next track gonna sound. But yeah, this should have been, yo, we got to talk about album placement, man. Like, why wasn't this higher on the track list? Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. But man, you know what? After the Rhapsody track, because I remember saying track 5, we wasn't feeling track 5, but he made up for it with the Rhapsody track Fall, which I said, which is very risky. Yeah. This track right here is a great follow-up to slow down to Fall. It's a great follow-up, man. So I like it. I truly like the track.
Yeah, man, I enjoyed it too. I think I'm also gonna point out that 3-song sequence that you did, man. This was a good little pocket for it to be like the heart of it, you know. Like, honestly, I don't know how. Like, if they were to keep the same amount of tracks and whatnot and moved it around, if this was at the top and then it went into the second half with like the little run that we weren't feeling too much of, I don't know where I would have gone from there, you know, because like then there's still a lot of album left. I love the transparency, man. These were, I mean, I didn't expect it to get this raw, but like he said, when he lost his son, and he said, or maybe a daughter, like he didn't know, you know, like that type of this type of transparency is crazy. And even like talking about his nieces like getting smarter, the whole entire concept of slow down was really like painted. Because for me, like, I mean, I'm not getting too deep, but like, of course, there's mad times like with as much as I work, I'm just like, oh yeah, like I'll catch you later. I'm gonna hit you later. We'll catch up. We'll link up. And then if it just doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, you know. But then life happens, and then you start thinking. Unfortunately, you get reminded harshly, you know. And I think this song was a good message, and he wasn't just speaking from a perspective. He was speaking from his personal story and his like, he wasn't speaking from perspectives based on like the fall type storytelling. This was like, nah, man, like I haven't said this, but this is what happened.
I feel
and I respect that.
I feel bad now because like I've been writing, you know, like I said, I've been writing everything down, and I look at this like it makes me want to re-rank a lot of stuff, because now I'm looking, like you said, we talk about album placement. When you think about it now, I'm like, all right, maybe track 4 and 5 needed to go where it needed to be. Because if you look at the intro and you look at how hard he went with track 2 and 3, track 4 and 5 had to kind of just make you get prepared for what's, because 6, 7, and 8, it's all together for me. It's all together. So it's like, I right now listening to this album, this is so far from 1 to 8. This is easily for me to be like, yeah, this is a great listen. This is it's going to take you up. It's going to take you down. Track 8, I don't like just giving out these. I want to rate track 6, 7, and 8 together, to be honest, because I just really feel like they mesh well. Like you know what I'm saying? They kind of mesh well. I might get this. I might get this a 4 and a 5, 4.5 on this one. Cause I like this track 7 a little bit. I gave track 7 a 5. This doesn't level with track 7 but this is it could be a 5. It was definitely a sad track, you know what I'm saying? So
right. And I think that also plays into the rating, because it's like, it's a heavy message, it's a sad track, but I mean, you're not running this back when you just get in the car, you know what I mean?
I would definitely play track 7 over. I would take track 7 over because the message to the guy and the dude. I could definitely, especially if you have younger family or people trying to get into level, like you might be like, hey man, track 7 on Reason's album. Listen to that right now. That has the replay. Track 8 is just too sad for me to replay again, but too dope not to give it a 4.5 on my end.
Yeah, man, I really like this, and I could relate to this track a lot right now, and I'm sure I could relate to it in the future. And I think that's what's dope about a track like this is this feels like a timeless piece. This feels like an evergreen type of song. Also with track 7, like you said, you know, those are definitely songs that you could throw to, like, hey man, if you're going through, like, if these would be songs that you could think of to send somebody's way, if they need it and whatnot. And I think that alone. I'm a big fan of the storytelling, like I've said a few times today, and I think I might go with a 4.6 on this one, just because this might be my favorite substance-based record on this album so far.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is, I mean, between 7 and 8, this is it on substance type wise.
Yeah, man. And Venus gave it a 4.5. Tahir just walked in like he'd been here for this whole time. Good for him. We got yeah, that's what I said, man. Good for you.
Here,
you might need to hear these last two, bro. I don't know. Yeah. It's gonna be tricky. Those were some solid pieces, but I mean, it is what it is. I don't know.
I'm definitely tuning it back in.
We basically said it's. I was telling him like how unfair it is to rate 5 and 4 now, because the way 6, 7, 7, and 8, like they mesh. It's like a story piece, really, how he does it. And it's like, okay, I understand now why you may have gave us that filler, because you wanted to start high and now you're getting messagey, and the transparency is like, it's like, all right, okay, I because these 2 tracks, you can literally, someone that's trying to get in the game, you could be like, yo, listen to track 7 on Reason's album. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen okay. Track 8, like Josh is saying, you can so much relate to the stories. Like it's heavy. So
yeah, it's a lot of vulnerability and a lot of just raw emotion in those 2 pieces that a lot of people could take from. But for the sake of time, of course, we got to keep it moving to track 9. This is Flick It Up with Ab-Soul. I'm excited for this one. Soul don't get on a lot of records, but of course, TDE family kept it in house. Let's go ahead and get that one started in 3, 2, 1. The raps are
I
back.
like it.
That was probably the hardest hook on the album. And I know
like
we're trying to look past the hooks now. Devil's advocate,
Yeah.
devil's hook advocate.
We agreed that when it comes to hooks on this album, it's boxed macaroni and cheese. You know,
Let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's just give him the benefit of the doubt for now.
We just not gonna take like some. You might be hungry. The boxed macaroni might be good, and then when you eat some real macaroni, you might be like, all right. But it's
that's so funny, nigga. I like that motherfucker right there. It was a good vibe. Good. I want to run that one back, bro. I want to run that one back in the car. I want to hear how good that shit sound in the car. Like, I want to be driving with that one right there. I like that one. And the last couple of tracks I've heard Ab on, I'm gonna be honest with you, it just was like, I don't know, I felt like he had lost something. But this track right here was so great. I love the upbeat of it. And I like what he brought to it. So this was all around good, great track for me.
I feel like on this track right here, first of all, once again, a little lyrics, the rap, the pen was definitely in this track. I feel like Ab-Soul was like, yo, I'm here and I want to let you know you new to the team and here's what I can do. You know what I'm saying? Ab-Soul came hard on this track. I definitely want to replay his verse again. I feel like between him and who was on track? Schoolboy Q. I feel like Ab-Soul really came harder on the track that he was on with Reasons. This is definitely, I can compare this track with the Pop Shit track, but this one was just a little bit harder for me. Once again, I love the whole Avenger angle. I'm a Marvel nerd, so I like the whole Avenger angle Ab-Soul had in the beginning. It was definitely it's a hard track. Like I said, I can't rank this guy on hooks no more, so I'm done. You know what I'm saying? But this track was hard, and to hear wasn't here for the last track. This gets major points because on the last track he told Ab, "Yo, you ready?" Like they was gearing up on the last track going into this one.
Okay.
So
on a Carson link up too.
Yeah. Okay, and after track 5, how we was kind of like, but I was like, I was scared, like, man, where are we going? Yo, I want to say track 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yo, Reason shut me up. He shut me the hell up. You know what I'm saying? So this right here again, I'm gonna give it a 4.5. Like I said, it's a 4.5 for me. I gotta take the 5 away for the hook, like the Flick It Up. All his hooks sound the same. I feel like even when he relates to the woman, it's like either ass too fat, shake it up, scissor. Like he said that on mad other hooks already on this album. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, box macaroni and cheese. I'm done. Macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, man. I'm probably gonna give that one. I'm gonna give that a solid 4.5. I love them both pretty much. Not necessarily going back and forth, but you definitely get like. They wanted to kind of low key compete and bar each other up, and I feel like you definitely got that element. That's a good upbeat song, man. I feel like comparing it to also that the Schoolboy record, this one was a lot more like Ab-Soul. Like he came in, he did his thing, and he kept it moving. I enjoyed it though. Ab got off. Shouts to Soul.
All right. Let's keep it moving. We're gonna get into some of these artists. I'm sorry, the comment section ratings and on the next song or the song out there, but just trying to make sure we get out of here by 3 because I actually have to go get I talked about Tony and I just got an email said I need to go get a COVID test too. So we're gonna go straight to track number 11, Extinct with Isaiah Rashad. And somebody else is on there too.
Hold on, bro.
No,
you can't skip the Vince verse.
You're right. My bad. We on track 10, Sauce with Vince Staples. My thing already went there, so I was looking at the next track. So we're gonna get that one started in 3, 2, 1. What say you?
It was cool. I was expecting a little bit more, but honestly, respect to Vince and his discography. I've never really been a huge Vince fan because I always feel like earlier Vince sounded a little bit different as far as recent Vince,
I agree.
and not the direction that I was hoping he would kind of go. Like he's almost turned into kind of like a mysterious figure in music. I don't know if it was like his label situation or whatever, but I don't know. That one it was cool, but I don't know if I'm gonna necessarily run it back. But if it might land in a workout playlist, I don't know. I'm just not. I wasn't in love. I'm not gonna run that back immediately either.
I thought it was just a cool track.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was anything that like, oh man, like that's not gonna be one I recommend to people when I'm like, yo, you gotta check out this right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't. I get it. I understand. Once again, you know, the hook. It is what it is. It's not a. I'm not recommending. I'm not recommending this track to anyone. It was cool filler. I get it. Like I said, nothing. It sound like it could have been a lot better. It had potential, to be honest with you, with the production side, but it's just not something that I would play again or would I work out to or anything like that. I give it like a. I'm being nice. Yeah, give it a 3. To be honest, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was cool. I probably matched the 3, to be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna be around 3.2.
Mm.
I did like the flow. I'm gonna be honest, like Vince wasn't my favorite part of that track, and I was really hoping for more from him on that one. But you know, it is what it is. Can't win them all. Next track is Extinct with Isaiah Rashad, and it does not let me see who this is. Oh, and JID. So really excited about this one. Let's get into it. 3, 2, Josh, you know what I'm gonna say. You know what I'm gonna say.
Run it back. But for the sake of time, I'm gonna do it when I get in the car on my way to my COVID test.
No. I was gonna say it would have been a 5 had he not put that next track on the end of this track. Now I can't put it on repeat.
Man.
I can't put it on repeat because this nigga couldn't give it all one track.
You gotta keep that. You gotta keep that finger ready for the repeat button, bro. That little playback.
Well, to give him a out on this, if you got to listen to the other tracks to hear when you get a chance, he's running a story. So like, cause he did that with the Ab Soul track too. He did that with a few of the tracks. So it's like you can give him that 5. Nothing like a dope ass lunch table high school rap cipher.
Exactly what it sounded like.
I felt like, yo, they got their trays for the lunch line. They're sitting down. Someone's hitting the beat at the table, and they just went off. 3 different flows. I like the third. I think that's JID had like a pimp.
Yeah. Are you hip on JID?
I don't know any of these people. That's on it. Man, no, listen, I'm being real, but this is what's dope about me.
No, I respect it.
Because I'm not being biased. We have arguments about rap all the time, and it's no bias to this. And it's like, this was a dope ass rap cipher. I'm giving this a 5, yo, because I love what I heard. I don't know any of these 2 dudes, but they all went in, and it was perfect. The beat was perfect. I gotta give it a 5. I gotta give it a 5
Hey,
on it.
The Sylvia demo, bro. To hear, imagine being able to go from the Sylvia demo to the Never Story in one day for the first time.
My head would.
We got 2 albums for we got 2 albums you got to listen to, but we'll talk about that later.
All right,
it's gonna take care of your whole weekend. It's gonna take care of your whole weekend, dude.
Yeah, you're good.
This is dope.
Yeah.
Man, I love this one. This one was dope. I expected Jid to be the last one because Jid is like high key competitive. They're all competitive, but Jid, like,
I feel like soon as Jid came on, Josh, you did the same thing I did because I think I might have been a little earlier than you. When Jid came on, I was like, yeah.
I was like, I know his pocket
now. We were both waiting for the Jid verse. So
yeah, especially because like I was surprised Zay went first. But then like literally that energy just kept, it was a slow climb. Nobody smashed each other out of the water, but I mean Jid definitely did his thing. Yeah, man, I'm running that back. I'm gonna give this one, I'm gonna give it a 4.8. I wanted to give it a 5, but to hear, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that, man. Like it's tough. It's hard to just let a track run on repeat if there's that clear breakaway. Because even with the static, because it's one thing if like you add the outro on top of the beat that's still riding, but if you completely do a switch up, you're like, I literally have to go out of my way to either grab my phone if I'm moving around or risk an accident and reach over on the stereo. You know, it's probably here now, but you know, it is what it is.
Let me ask this question. Man. What if the next track is fire?
It's gonna be fire. That's not even the case though.
Do you give it a 5?
I
love seamless transitions, but those seamless transitions could be at the break of the song too, though. That's where I'm.
Could have been at the end of this last song, and could be at the beginning of the next song. It could have been.
I agree,
and then went right into it.
100%.
Because like I'm the type of person I'll put a track on repeat, and I'll play that shit 16 times. And now I can't put it on repeat. I can't. I just have to hit it.
I like the idea of teasing the artist before their song, but we know who's on there. Like it's written on. It's not. Like it's not a vinyl with no label. Like it's not like, ooh, who's that? Like, bro, you posted this a week ago before the album came out. We know who's next.
Yeah,
I feel you.
I'm gonna give it a 4.8,
which is really a 5, but I get it.
Nah, bro, we go hard decimals here. Decimals mean everything.
They do, man. They did, and that it was really just because of that, man. Like I love a track that I could put on repeat, learn the words to, start getting the cadence, and come in like I'm the hype man on the track. And I can't do that. I can't just put it on repeat. I gotta have my phone in my pocket and hit the back button. So What did you go, Josh?
I did 4.8, man. You copied me. It's fine,
Okay. Jay Kirby with the 4.5, Studgy with the 4.5, K.L. Thompson with the 4.7, Stephen O'Connor with the 4.5, Michael Carr 4.75, Fred with the 4.8, Colin with the 4.6, Janine with the 4.75, Brendan with the 4.75, Ashanti with the 4.8, Venus with the 4.75. I appreciate y'all. Beyonce with the 4.8. K Big Production gave it a 4. Do not rate this track over 4. West Side is up next and it's Flames. Okay. Anyway, let's get it going to the next track. It's called West Side. This one is with Mariba, and we're going to get it started in 3, 2, 1.
That was nice.
Yeah, it was cool. It was it was a good switch up. You know what I mean? That's really what it was. It wasn't a bad song. It's a good song to drive to. It's a good vibe. You know, but it was okay.
I love the in and outs with what's her name? Mariba. I love the in and outs. I have to judge this track real hard because once again, I know we said we wasn't gonna do it, but when you have a talent, when you have a voice like that, and as talented as she is, give her more of a hook. Like, don't give her box macaroni and cheese. You understand what I'm saying? Like, meet me on the west side, meet me on the west side. I felt like there was so much more that he could have did with that voice. As far as hook wise go, I love me a good duet. Like that's to me, I love that. It could have been. It does put you in that vibe, but now hearing her and hearing like the hook, I'm just like, it could have been a lot. Could have been a lot better. And for you to have this playing on the piece of the last track that was on, I'm hoping to fly into something a little bit more flushed out. But it was cool. It was it was cool. It definitely has a good vibe, but I'm not gonna throw a 4 or 5 out on this one. But it has a dope vibe. You know what I'm saying?
I dig that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would probably give this one around a 3.2, 3.4.
Yeah.
It was a cool track. It wasn't anything that I look forward to running backs, and I didn't think that's gonna immediately make me put it on a playlist. It was a good song to throw on while you're driving, but it's not anything that's gonna pop in my head like, oh man, I got a nice little drive. Let me throw this on real quick. It's just it was a cool song. As simple as that.
Yeah, man, there's a little vibe, and I feel like Mariba stayed in her pocket. You know, this is kind of like she's very smooth. Her album's super smooth. You really just feel her voice. It's never like I mean, she's definitely had her moments, but I mean, I was expecting this type of track from her. Like I was expecting something slowed down, but I mean, it's tough to go from that energy into this though, and I feel like that kind of reflected a little in the feeling of it, because it wasn't like the energy kind of went up and then it came back down for this. But I would give this a 3-4 though, because like I feel like in a right setting, it can still be played. Like it's a smooth track. You know, it might fit a playlist, just not the one that you're riding to.
It's definitely a come home, light some candles, some incense type of sit back type of mood, or if you're driving, you got the ocean view on the side of the window. You know what I'm saying? And if you got the album on shuffle, you got your playlist on shuffle to come on, you be like, all right. But I just feel like hearing this and once again on this album with these hooks, it's like, man, you could have really stretched her sound. You know what I'm saying? Like, meet me on the west side. Like, what happened on the west side? Like, just something add a little bit more. Give me something. You know what I'm saying? That's all up. Yeah. My only problem with it.
Okay. All right. Cool. What did you give it, Nick?
I gave it a 3. It's a cool 3. Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. Well, let's get into this next track real quick so we can get ready to round this out. This one is Gossip, and then we're gonna get to the last one. Then we get a couple more out of the chat. So next track is Gossip. We're gonna get started on this one in 3, 2,
Oh, that one goes right into the next song.
I like that track a lot. Now
Gossip,
that's what I'm
gossip,
talking
gossip.
about. That's one that I will put on
Gossip,
a
gossip,
playlist
gossip.
and ride with. I
Gossip,
like that one
gossip,
a lot.
gossip.
You
Gossip, gossip, gossip.
box macaroni and cheese when it comes to the hook. So we're not gonna take no points away.
Bro, that was easy,
So,
Mac. I wouldn't even get the box on that one.
yeah, this was just straight up. Hey, man. Oh,
That's what they said in the thing too. The gossip,
Bro,
gossip,
he
gossip.
was in the booth. Hey, how many more for this course? 8? All right, just run that gossip joint 6 times and just round it up, and we'll be all right. We'll be straight. Let's get out.
he just put 7 orange starbursts in one pack on this one with that hook. That's what that was. You know what I'm gonna say? You know what this track remind me of? It gave me 2-track vibes. If you listen to Jay-Z's Heart of the City and you listen
no
to
love.
Heart of the City, like just the lyrics on that one, and then Kanye West Through the Wire, just I guess with the ending part of him getting signed to TDE, the kind of the going in. I like that how that ended on the track. This was definitely dope. This was I liked it.
Cool.
I liked the story. I really was. He was on point with this one. This definitely after the last thing I just heard, and just push the hook to the side. Like he get a full. I'll listen to this again. This will get a lot of different replays from me. I give this a once again, I'm giving 4.5 because of the hook. You know what I'm saying? The hook is got, and I should make it low because how many you said gossip. You can see because what was the other hook with the girl Mariba? What was the on the west side? So he said 2 words and now he's put it down to 1 word. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's in the budget of words when it comes to the hooks, but 4.5, 4.5.
You know, Nick, I'd probably meet you there with that 4.5 to be honest with you. I like this one, and the records that I like most on these are the ones where he's transparent. You know, the ones where he's just real raw. He's like, "Yo, I mean, I got on and people thought money was going to get in their pockets pretty much because that happened, you know?" And like, that's a realization that a lot of people in entertainment, when they start feeling like literally like as you start succeeding it, like your friends start weeding out, you know, because especially the ones that hop on along the way, you start seeing like the transparency of intentions, you know, and like I feel like it was cool to kind of hear a little clip of his signing day or something around that time. This could have felt like an outro and I would have been cool with it. I'm kind of nervous going into the next track, to be honest, because this could have been a stamp. I'm done. Keep it moving with the new beginnings story still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I would replay it again.
All right, I'm with that. In the comment section, we got a 4 from Nikki. Dietrich gave it a 4. Cedric gave it a 4.6. Stephen O'Connor with the 4.2. Ashanti with the 4.1. Brenda with the 3.8. Gregory gave it a 3.75. Mauricio gave it a 4. Jeremy gave it a 2.5. Yeah. Let's get that next and final track going. And this one is Windows Cry. It's the last track on the New Reasons album, New Beginnings. So we're gonna get started on it in 3, 2,
Hmm.
That was a heavy song, bro.
Man.
That was a heavy song. Woo.
I respect that they let him put this out.
Yeah.
We talked about this earlier. Transparency is key for me. I heard a lot of anger and pain and truthful situations in this track. You guys know the artist better than me, so it seemed like there's a lot of personals put into this. I feel like he heard me because he finally gave me a hook. I actually like the hook was good, and I'm big on ending the album off. A hell of a way to end the album off. Damn. I would listen to this again.
Windows cry. He was saying a lot. Jesus, I couldn't even absorb it all. I definitely got to go back and listen to this one again.
This was like that Duckworth ending type of vibe. If it was like an outro, you know, like this is a solid. I'm gonna leave you with where I'm at and what I felt over the recent years. But yeah, man, I enjoyed it. You know, he definitely he had some tea to sip writing this, you know.
This is Gossip 3.0. This should have been Gossip right here.
That's why low key I was like a little like, oh, even with the, you know, because like I mean people talk, you know, down to the end where he's like, shh, they coming. It was dope though. I mean I enjoyed it. I respect him for showing a lot of transparency, and then this kind of matches up with those tracks that he was talking earlier, you know. But I mean, for him to even talk about his management, what might happen if he does a wrong move, like that's interesting. That's real. That's real, especially especially in that label. But yeah, man, I enjoyed it.
What you giving it though, Josh? Keep it funky.
Honestly, I would probably give this, for the sake of the song, I'm gonna give it a 4.75.
Okay.
Cause I mean, which is it's high.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. The replay factor of this is very, like, I don't know when I would run this back, but I really like the song though.
I don't have to run it back to hear it again, but once you get everything from it, it might not be one of those things you run back on a regular.
Right.
You know? I'm going to give this one a 4.8. I'm interested to hear more and hear again and really break down what he was saying. But I really like this song. I thought it was I like the slow joints. Y'all know me, man. It's like, I was talking to somebody. We saw a meme. It was like, I'm sad. I guess I'll listen to some more sad music to be even sadder. It's like,
that's how it is.
That's how it is. Like we torture ourselves. And I like that real music where it's like it can get you down, but you feel something from it. So if people are like, why are you listening to that? I'm like, I get it. Like when you're going through something, sometimes you get it. You get what they're saying. You can relate to it so much. So that's why I want to go back and listen to this again. I'm going to give this 4.8. Like I said, I will not be able to rate the entire album though, because I missed a couple tracks, so I wouldn't feel right rating this. So I will go back and listen to the track after we finish this.
Yeah, I think overall, because it definitely had some empty pieces. You know, it had some empty spots, I should say, in this storyline. But overall, like if I were to take away, like I could still take away a narrative from this, with those Lucy records that, in my opinion, didn't really fit into perspective, like. And cohesiveness for an album scoring is huge for me. I would probably give this overall like a 4.2, because I enjoyed it, and like I am like, it's as far as like, especially for a technically like a sophomore studio album, those ones a lot of times are misses. You know, they don't have a lot of takeaway records. We've experienced a lot of albums that kind of whiffed, but like, I'm definitely gonna run some of these joints back in the car once I hop in there right now. But yeah, man, robust 4.2.
Okay. Nick, what you giving the album and the song? Well, real quick before we get to the album, your rating. J Baby gave it a 4.3. Ash Pass gave it a 4.8. Mauricio gave it 4.7 on the song. Ashanti with the 4.7. Janine with the 4.8. D2 with the 4.8. Gregory Carter with the 4.25. Retha with the 4.7. All right, Nick, what you got?
I'll give the song itself a 4.8. I feel like you have to be more in tune though with the artist, and you have to know the artist a little bit more to understand the song. With that being said, this made me want to Google and get information on exactly what he's talking about on the track. I give the track a 4.8. I like the way it ended. It was a solid, it was a strong outro for me for the album. As far as rating the album, never knowing the artist, I would give the this is a personal album. I don't know if somebody was like, if I would call somebody after this and be like, yo, you gotta go listen to the Reasons album. So I would give the album a 4 because for me it took me on a ride. Like honestly, besides maybe one song, I definitely was interested throughout. Like, I mean, from the Cypher tracks to the tracks he did, the duets and the Rhapsody track, the Ab-Soul, it definitely made me, after listening to this album, and y'all never heard of these guys? It made me, like, I was Googling TDE artists, and I Googled the 2 dudes that was on the track, and I'm like, all right, I got some more albums to listen to. So if I could get that from this, and there was a track on here that I want to have some of my family members listen to. As far as, remember the track, Josh, with the about the woman in the game and the
Perspectives. I think that was Fall.
Yeah, that track and the track about it's some songs I want to reference to some people. So I would give it a 4. This is definitely a 4 mic album on my rating.
All right, well there it is, man. Studgy gave the album a 4.4. Dietrich gave it an overall 4. Kale gave it a 4.25 out of 5. Nikki P overall album 4.3. Fred gave it a 4.2 overall. Janine gave it a 4.9. Michael Call with the 4.2. Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of high ratings on this one. This one I think was a great representation of who Reason is as the artist. The fact that everybody's kind of in unison with the ratings, all within the same kind of 4 area. I haven't seen any 3s thus far for the entire album, and that says a lot about an artist. I mean, nowadays everybody wants to make a song that's gonna be catchy, that's gonna shoot up the charts and all of that type of stuff. But the fact that I feel like most of these tracks were very intimate, very personal, very real, and I didn't feel like a whole lot of them were singles. It's very rare to find, especially with new artists, because they want to get on. So this is great, man. I loved it, and make sure you check out Reason's first project. What's it called? Not Reason.
I got it right here.
My Time? Not My Time, but I'm drawing a blank right now.
Yeah, you have it.
There you have it. It's the first project that came out in 2018. Make sure you check them out. And for those who may be not familiar with JID as well as Isaiah Rashad, go check out their projects as well. Isaiah Rashad with the Sylvia demo, amazing projects, and Isaiah Rashad with the was it Untold Story, Josh?
Never Story by JID.
Never Story by JID. All great projects, man. Shouts out to my mods, man. Shout out to the More Mog and Scary Squad who tune in. Shout out to everybody with the Joshy Guns tapes. Josh, you got anything coming up you want to tell the people about?
Man, nothing crazy, man. I'll be on Twitch. Pull up Joshy Guns, 2 Z's. Before that, twitch.tv/Joshy Guns with 2 Z's. Let me give you that proper preference. Yeah, man, I'll be on there a few times a week. Pull up. We vibe. We listen to music, watch music videos, and I run Warzone. It's a balance of everything.
That is. What about you, Nick? Anything you want to let the people know?
Man, y'all could really just follow me on Instagram at Nick_Carter, man, and I will shoot you the link to my podcast, the Curious Red Flag podcast. Just talking about red flags in my life and red flags in in life in general, man. So that's really about it.
Okay. All right. Well, cool. And y'all already know what's going on with me. This Sunday we have another episode of I think Lunchtime Lottery coming out, and I finally have a release date for More to the Story. That's a show with me and Farron. Is coming out next Tuesday, so not this Tuesday coming up, but the Tuesday after that. I think that's the 20th. So be looking out for that because it's gonna be fire as fuck. Of course, Patreon subscribers, you guys are gonna get it a couple days to a week earlier. You guys will have that, as well as my Patreon subscribers to the More Mob. You guys are gonna get the new episode of Wording is Hard with Leslie Jones. That's coming out this upcoming Wednesday. You guys are going to get that on Sunday, so you'll get that a little early as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, subscribing, participating. Appreciate you guys so much. Love you guys. We talk